The 1950s were a time of growth for Archbold. Between 1950 and 1960, Archbold's population grew faster than any other time. In one decade, it grew nearly 60%, from 1,486 residents to 2,348 residents. Business was growing as well. As you can see, the town had a different look then. The country was changing too. There was a new star on the screen at the Scott Theater, James Dean. After East of Eden in '54, Dean had an even bigger hit in '55, Rebel Without a Cause. And by the end of summer, he had finished Giant. But his career and life ended on a California highway later that year. Also in California, Mickey and his friends invited everyone to visit. Can you believe the price of a ticket? The first McDonald's franchise opened in suburban Chicago. Coke came out in a can in 1955. And Rosa Parks decided she could sit anywhere she wanted. On February 23, 1955, Ike was halfway through his first term, and Dr. E.R. Murbaugh was about to become the first president of the Archbold Rotary Club. This is a Rotary meeting in 1960 when the club met in the state dining room of the State Bank. This is a Rotary meeting in 2015 at the Barn Restaurant.
Good afternoon and welcome to Rotary. At this time, I'd like to thank Dale Kern for being our greeter today, and we'll ask Chuck Lugbill to return thanks.
Today, Rotary is in 166 countries on every continent except Antarctica, with more than 1.2 million members and over 34,500 clubs. When Rotary came to Archbold, there were only 8,400 clubs in 88 countries. However, then as now, the advancement of international understanding, goodwill, and peace through fellowship united in the ideal of service has been an object of Rotarians the world over. Over the years, Archbold Rotarians have embraced that mission, taking on projects to further understanding through student and group study exchanges, assisting others in time of natural disasters, and working to improve the health of families in Haiti, Central America, and around the world. In May 1970, the Great Peruvian earthquake left 70,000 dead, 800,000 homeless, and destroyed most of the infrastructure in that part of the country. Archbold Rotarian Charles Winsler and his family had recently hosted a foreign exchange student from Peru, the area that had suffered tremendous damage. Archbold Rotarians sent money to help rebuild a school in the disaster area. Archbold Rotarians also gave money for shelter boxes for Japan in 2011 following their earthquake and tsunami. Archbold Rotarians have given medical equipment and supplies, a fire truck, money, and more to support our district's medical equipment and supplies abroad projects in Central America. In 1979, we gave money to Brother's Brother to help vaccinate Haitians to prevent tuberculosis. And in 1985, when Rotary launched its signature immunization program to rid the world of polio, Archbold pledged $13,000 to the cause and continues to support Polio Plus. When Polio Plus began, 125 countries were still plagued by polio. Today, only 3 countries still have cases of polio. However, our club's biggest international project, the Haiti Water Project, took 3 years to complete. Following the devastating earthquake in Haiti of 2010, Archbold Rotarians coordinated the planning, fundraising, and doing that ultimately raised $125,000 to purchase and install 1,000 water filters that now provide safe, clean drinking water for up to 80,000 children and their families in the Port-au-Prince area of Haiti. Please listen to David, the project coordinator.
Haitians lack simple, basic health care and proper sanitation, and something as simple as healthy, clean drinking water. As Rotarians, we saw this as an opportunity to make a difference in the lives of children and their families by giving the gift of clean water, the gift of life. So we partnered with International Child Care, Pure Water for Haiti, and some local Haitians to install sustainable water filtration systems. We raised $70,000, and we successfully applied for 2 Rotary grants, which brought our total up to $125,000 to provide over 1,000 water filters that are being placed in over 200 schools and communities that will provide nearly 80,000 school children and their families access to clean, safe drinking water in and around the Port-au-Prince area. It's exciting to help make our world a healthier and better place to live, and to bring hope to so many people in Haiti. In seeking to change the world, we have been changed in the process. I am so glad to be a Rotarian.
Local projects for our community, its youth, and the schools have always been a priority for Archbold Rotarians. One of the club's first long-lasting community service projects dates back to May 1965, when the club purchased and planted 52 pine trees in Ruley Park. The club also put 13 benches in the park and another 13 downtown. In 1971, the club raised money to build a warming shed for the Ruley Park skating pond. Rotarians also provided funds for an open-air shelter in Ruley Park that the Lions Club built. Over the years, Fairlawn Haven and Retirement Community has received Rotarian support as well, including funds for the Activity Center, a putting and chipping green, and sidewalks along Lutz Road from Vine Street to Fairlawn in 1984 and later on to East Garden in 1992. Rotary and the Lions Club cooperated to create Stotzer Lane, a walking path from the Fairlawn Haven Retirement Community to Souter Village in 1988. Starting in 1993 and continuing for several years, Rotary invested some $25,000 in displays for the Festival of Lights, including the Swan and Fountain, the entrance arches and poinsettias, the animated bell, and the sidewalk arches. Every year, Rotarians help with the display setup and teardown. To celebrate our club's 50th anniversary in 2005, Rotary donated the town clock in front of the municipal building. Most recently, Rotarians and associate members provided the labor to build the Charles Lugbill Rotary Shelter House at Woodland Park. In 2007, Rotarians agreed to refurbish the bleachers at Spengler Field and also clean the press box, concession stand, and the grounds once or twice a year. Over the years, many of the boards in the bleachers were replaced. In 2014, the old wooden bleachers were replaced by the school district. However, Rotarians continue to help clean the grounds, maintain the flower garden, and keep the facilities looking good for all to enjoy. This is Bill Rivenaugh explaining the project.
We started this project in 2007, and we spent many months out here trying our best to make this one of the nicer facilities in the area. It's used for girls and boys varsity soccer and for junior high football. It's really a great experience. The guys come out, we have a lot of laughs, able to help the community, and that's what Service Above Self is supposed to be all about.
Over the years, Rotary has helped purchase band uniforms, purchase 2 smart boards for the elementary school, purchased message boards for the middle school and high school, given dictionaries to every third grader, provided money for the elementary book fair so every student could purchase at least one book, and provided money to the Archbold Parks and Rec Department to support summer youth scholarships. The club gave $30,000 to the Archbold Sports Complex and was a founding sponsor of the Archbold High School Athletic Hall of Fame in 2004. The club continues to sponsor the Hall of Fame. Archbold Rotary has provided college scholarships through much of its history. However, annual awards totaling $8,000 to $10,000 started in 1994. To raise this much for scholarships, the club needed an annual fundraiser. So in 1993, the Archbold Rotary Reverse Raffle was born. For many years, it was a prime rib dinner and reverse raffle with door prizes for every fifth number drawn. Changes were made here and there. Sometimes it was called 400 night, other times 450 night. But after 20 years, a major facelift occurred. Instead of a night of drawing tickets and calling names, it became game show night with a reverse raffle happening while everyone was involved with games. It was a success. But the real success has been scholarships and the seniors who received them. Through the class of 2015, Archbold Rotary has given more than $163,000 in college scholarships to Archbold seniors, both at the high school and Fort County Career Center. In 2014, the program was expanded to include Archbold area students attending Northwest State Community College. Over the club's 60-year history, Rotary has purchased welcome signs for the village limits, hosted foreign exchange students and group study exchange teams, supported Sunshine Children's Home, helped restore the local punt pass and kick contest, supported building projects at the Fulton County Fairgrounds, supported projects at the Fulton County Health Center when it was built in the early 1970s, helped build the wrestling room at the high school, planted trees at the new high school, sponsored community meals, sponsored softball and wrestling tournaments, brought the circus to town, supported Fulton County Christmas Cheer, the Fulton County Heart Radiothon, Relay for Life, Archbold Fish, Souder Village, and more. Archbold Rotary has sponsored a speech and essay contest for many years. High school seniors write speeches or essays to show how Rotary's four-way test can be applied to their own lives and decision-making. The best ones are then presented at a Friday Rotary meeting, and those seniors receive cash awards. In 2015, Jackson Kelly wrote the winning speech. Listen as Jackson explains why waiting a year to start college will be beneficial to all concerned.
I decided that college was not best for me next year for the simple reason that if I applied this question, the answer would be no. Choosing to take a year off doesn't really affect my parents, my family, or my community, but it may be one of the best decisions of my life. The time I would be spending on gen ed courses while I try to figure out a direction for my education is much better spent working to better myself and help others. Instead of spending money, I'll be making it. Instead of learning in a classroom, I'll be learning about the world firsthand while I live in it. Instead of hoping someday I'll have an epiphany and suddenly know how I want to spend the rest of my life, I'll be actively exploring all sorts of options, narrowing down the list of possibilities. There's no doubt in my mind that this is the best thing I could do for the next year of my life. Thank you.
Since 1955, Archbold Rotary has met for Friday lunch at 5 different locations. The original home restaurant, 1955 to August 1957. People's State Bank in the State Dining Room from August 1957 to fall 1974. F&M Bank in the Community Room, fall of 1974 to 1988. The American Legion a few months in 1988. And the Barn Restaurant at Souder Village, 1989 to present. For the first 30 years or more, detailed club records cannot be found. Thus, we have no way of knowing all of the projects that Archbold Rotarians have done since 1955. However, Archbold Rotarians have made and continue to make lasting contributions to our great community through the parks, the schools, and agencies that help others, and even around the world. But most of all, by living Rotary's motto of service above self and the four-way test for 60 years, Archbold Rotarians have touched the character and the hearts of our community, our friends and neighbors, in ways that have made an impact for good, both here and throughout the world.
Please stand and join me in the four-way test. Here we go. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Have a great week.